See if we can bring back a little bit of life. How's it going, everyone out there? I want to thank you very much once again for coming by. This is Tuesday night Amateur Dota 2 League Season 2. 9 p.m. here in the East Coast. And we got a lot of matches happening right now, simultaneous on other streams. It's an action-packed night of Amateur Dota 2, and I'm happy to bring you a matchup between Team Lucid and Rampage City. Alright, thank you for that silly little start right there, but the draft has begun. We are underway, and this is going to be fun because the last couple of games I got to cast, I actually got to do it in the co-caster position, and I've never gotten to be really in that passenger seat, and it was fun. It was a little more laid back. It was nice not to have the pressure of controlling the camera and just kind of casually talking about, not too much color commentary needed, and play-by-play, so it was a good experience. I definitely enjoy practicing that, but here I am back once again in the driver's seat, alone in my Dota vehicle, casting this matchup here. Team Lucid, Rampage City, and if I do recall correctly, both these teams are 2-0 so far on their Tuesday night. Both were undefeated in their matchup. Last week, I know I got to watch Lucid play a week or so ago, and they won both games pretty significantly, and from what I saw, Rampage City also is kind of a big deal here. So we're gonna have a nice solid matchup here of two talented Dota players. And with that said, the drafting has begun. We got a couple of bans already out, and no real surprises. They get rid of the Visage as well as the Venomancer. The V Brothers, two strong supports, able to lay some heavy early aggression as well as lane control. Rampage City doesn't want to deal with that, so they gotta get out of there. Team Lucid, however, they're tired of like that corny new up-and-coming meta. They get rid of the Slark and the Bristleback, who can be a real pain in the ass, hunting about and laying out some heavy, delicious damage with those quills. And I'm always a big fan of Bristleback when he decides to get the goo early. Goo is just such a strong skill right off the bat. Great slow that stacks very nicely and brings down the armor. And it would have worked in conjunction with Alchemist pretty nicely, but let's talk about Alchemist. Alchemist is like the new flavor of the month. I mean, am I right or what? He is the new Elder Titan. Elder Titan is one of those heroes that was so versatile, good in all the lanes, and able to span some decent amount of damage. And, well, that's what Alchemist is, but he also has a lot more to offer. His late game is better, and to be frank, his support is even better. You know, you got the concoction to throw out a long-range stun that does splash. A splash stun rather, and of course the acid spray minus armor works very nicely, but what makes him so good to get early is that he gives away nothing to Rampage. They don't know what they're going to do with this Alchemist. You can put him in that mid lane, you can put him in that safe lane and play him as a support, or just go for the late game, you know, get the armlet and work from there, Assault Curios, and go like more utility style. They have those options, so now they'll get him up and they can just go as the draft progresses. They can change his role all they want. Rampage City, they kind of give a little more away here, picking out an early Nature's Prophet. You know, they're not going to go with that early support. They're going to get Nature's Prophet. Maybe one of their players is a very significant NP, and they like to rat it up, you know, play him off in that maybe that off lane and get some early farm, or perhaps throw him in the jungle, get that Midas right away, and really try to be a nuisance. So very interesting. Now Lucid have to think more about the idea of maybe building up a little bit of a counter push here. They already have the acid spray, which works pretty nice, but they might need a little bit more. They might need a little more something in case Rampage decides to go down that pushing road and just enhance it. And, well, they got Naga, who can be a little bit of a rat herself. I mean, we've been seeing a lot with, you know, Miracle been playing a very significant Naga, gets that early Radiance and the Manta Diffusal, and your illusions just become such a nuisance. You can spread them out amongst all the lanes and be pretty significant in pushing them and being a big presence all over the map. And then you have the flip side of the coin where you can run her more support and really try to be effective with the Song of the Siren, you know, putting an early advantage in any sort of team fight. So they have a lot of options with her. And of course, Ensnare, rather, the net is also very nice early. Shoutouts to the chat. How you doing, FCC Dota? I see ya. Gandalf. Oh, you tried to think that. What is Keeper of Light's real name? It's not Gandalf. It is Azalor. Elder Titan. Wow. So they get the other colleague in versatile, you know, crime here. I haven't actually seen Elder Titan picked up too much lately, but they grab it here. I guess they're feeling pretty confident, laying out some heavy spam on these weaker, you know, Nature's Prophet and Naga Siren. But they're playing very patiently. They're taking their, you know, sweet, delicious time, plotting out what kind of draft they're going to be going with here. I'm going to go ahead and roll through some of the players that are going to be joining us this evening. Back once again, Team Lucid. Leading out the front, we have D2, then Walter Jr., A3P, Octavian, and Puff. Just a swell group of gentlemen representing Team Lucid. And on your Rampage City, my first time getting the opportunity to cast for them, we have Reverie, Artist, Wally the Wise, Eflo, and Henry. So appreciate and shout out to all players for having legible names. Nothing pisses me off more than when someone picks a name that's absolutely absurd and hard to pronounce, as I'm sure any other caster can relate to. So, Team Lucid now moving on to the banning style. They get rid of that Pugna. They don't want to be dealing with any sort of pocket push strat that Rampage City might be thinking of pulling out here with, you know, in conjunction to that Nature's Prophet. So they get rid of that Pugna. And meanwhile, Rampage City, they're going to get rid of the Crystal Main, who's always typically a high pickup, high ban. Just with her excellent ability to get early lockdown, early aggression. You can roam around with her, make a move to the mid lane, use the Frostbite in both conjunction of ganking early or going into that jungle and getting some free neutral kills. Well, that's not going to be the case. They get rid of her. As the draft continues. Wow, they actually get rid of Mirana, which is interesting. I guess Mirana works pretty nicely in lane with Naga, but I didn't really see any sort of early hints that a Mirana would have been a style play here. Regardless, Team Lucid, they want none of it. They get rid of Mirana. We move on. So a lot still to get without giving much away. They need to think about maybe some late game. They go into mid lane, though. They're going to grab the Viper. Ban out OD and grab the Viper. So, I mean, I guess Viper would only really have a true contention at going against the Outworld, but that won't be the case this time, and now it's going to be on Team Lucid to decide, do they want to consider grabbing something like a Razor for the mid lane to contest that Viper, or were they already planning on moving either the Elder Titan or Alchemist to that mid lane? Well, their options are kind of changing here. I definitely wouldn't consider the idea of having Alchemist mid anymore when going against a Viper. And Elder Titan might have a bit of a rough time himself. He can be kited out pretty, pretty easily, and it's going to be a matter of how much can he spam on the Viper. So I think they have the option of getting someone else instead to contest him, to go against him. But Rampage City needs to pick up some more reliable, just hardcore support. You know, someone who is really good at being a ward bitch. I mean, it can be Naga, but I'm thinking they need a little something else here. Maybe someone who could take advantage of that Song of the Siren. I like Disruptor. You know why? I love Disruptor. I think he's a great pick. He works very nicely with Naga Siren. If she catches them clumping up, he can run right in and get off his nice wombo combo, and that can be some serious trouble. So I wouldn't mind seeing that. But Team Lucid, they're going to grab a Rubik. They're going to grab a Rubik, who's probably one of the best supports in the game right now. Telekinesis is just such a great disable, locking up an enemy, throwing him up, right back, in conjunction, timing out with the aggressive stun Alchemist, and you might have the early workings of some great ganking potential with that Rubik and Alchemist. Luna will be the grab for your Rampage City, going more that late game, so I am thinking that Naga Siren is going to opt back to be, you know, that traditional Naga support style that we have come to know, you know, usually. So Luna is going to be the one trying to get some early farm build into that early, maybe Helm of the Dominator, BKB, and then get some damage going. So they're looking to stretch this game out for a little while. They want to win their lanes early and get the game stretched out. But look at this. Team Lucid say, we're not going to allow you to stretch the game out. We're going to grab a Death Prophet. We're going to grab a Death Prophet, put her in that mid lane to contest the Viper. She's a fair matchup there. And just try to get that level 6 early and then be able to mow down the lane, start grabbing those towers, not allowing Rampage City to get the space, not allowing them to have the time to get the farm they would need on the Luna.
Reserve time.
Seth Rat 11 says he can't hear me in the game. I do want to make sure here that I have my things, and I don't, so thank you so much for fixing that. I had to enable my open mic. Unfortunately, that was from co-casting recently. I did have it switched up there. Thank you for the shout-out and helping me out. So now, for those of you in Dota TV who can finally hear me now, welcome, and thanks for coming. You are welcome, though, to come by at twitch.tv/KOTLGuy to watch. Your ticket works there as well and getting item drops, so don't worry about that. I as well am a ticketed holder and in the broadcast position. That's just how things work here. Just make sure you do link your Steam account to your Twitch profile and you should be good to go. So, well, enough about that. Going more, though, into Death Prophet and their ability to push down lanes early. The thing with a Viper usually, when what they like to do in their mid lane is they like to build up a good amount of farm, get that level 6, and then maybe thinking about roaming around to other lanes. Which might be a bad choice now, because if you roam away and leave a Death Prophet alone that mid lane, she'll grab that tower. She does it just like a Dragon Knight would do. It's the same thing. You're going to commit to that lane, and once they try to leave, you just take advantage of the time alone and bulldoze through with your level 6.
5 seconds remaining.
But Team Lucid has to think about their own late game. What can they get to bring it out? Well, do they get something that works good in conjunction with that push power? Now, initially I would have said on any other team, a Weaver is still available and a nice solid pickup, but I don't know. Weaver doesn't add a whole lot of pushing power, just kind of some reliable damage. So you got to get someone who works nicely. I mean, it's corny, but what if they did a Phantom Lancer? They could push pretty significantly with that, but they also need to worry about potential Rat Dota here from Rampage City. They're going to conclude things for their team, and they grab the Vengeful Spirit, who, I'm a little wishy-washy about sometimes when people decide to get that Vengeful Spirit. Yeah, you can play some very nice isolation plays with the ultimate and get something set up, but initially at the start of the game, that's not going to be too viable of an option. You need to get at least that level 2 swap going before you can really get it. The distance is just too small and you might risk sacrificing yourself very easily. So we'll see, though. They get the help of the minus armor that works in conjunction with the Riptide. So, it can be anyone's game. And finishing things out for Lucid, they grab that Weaver. So they do want to get the Weaver. But I'm not going to be able to copy that. I'm sorry. We're going to have to save the special introductions maybe for Game 2. I was hyping it up, but we'll go ahead with our basic introductions here. And starting off for your returning Team Lucid, I do welcome them back. We have Mr. D2. He is going to be what looks like your mid-lane Death Prophet, and he's accompanied with Walt Jr. on your Elder Titan. We have Weaver, who is going to be played by A3P, your late gamer. Octavian right behind him on the Rubik. And look at this. I think I've seen this before. Oh, wow. What do we got happening over here? We have a level 1 Roche. Haven't gotten to see one of these yet in a while, but they know what's up. They're picking it out right away. Oh, this is very risky here. Very, very risky. I don't think they have quite enough to get this happen. They get caught out here, and this is going to be a shit show real quick. Run in by Fluffy, throws out the stun, won't catch it, but he's eating a lot of damage here. Oh, Wally taken down. He's the first blood. D2 picks it up right away, and now Henry on the run. He gets taken down. That's 2 right away, but they do end up trading 1 over. The Death Prophet does end up falling. A3P trying to run up the hill and get away. Long ball attacks here by Reverie, and we're trading it up back and forth. Nice stun at the top of the hill, and they end up taking down Nature's Prophet. Your dire team, who I have yet to introduce, now on the run, trying to get away to Reverie. Will he feed over this kill? He does. Another pickoff, and 3 seconds into your game, it is 4-1. What happened there? That did not work out so good. That is going to be a rough start for Rampage City. Trying to do a little bit of a ballsy play. They're going for the early Roshan, and Lucid had a hunch. They always play very aggressive, moving out early, trying to get an early first blood. I guess they just had a hunch, maybe scouted something out, and snuck right in and really caught Rampage City with their pants down. And now we're forced to step back into this laning phase. Walter Jr. sneaking up from behind with that invis, but it's not looking too good. We'll go ahead now, and for your dire side, Rampage City, we'll go ahead and throw down the introductions. I didn't get the time yet because that just went hairy so quick. Henry is going to play your late game Luna as he eats a Astral Spirit there. Artist right behind him, or Art. Yeah, it is Artist. Artist playing Naga Siren. And right behind her, we have Wally the Wise playing Vengeful Spirit. Your mid laner will be Viper, played by Reverie. And finally, top lane, we have Eflo on your Nature's Prophet already, pulling out some Treants, trying to get some side reliable farm, scouting things out, but he's not going to pose much of a threat here to A3P. A3P will try to just bring in the farm as fast as possible and try to get that early link-ins going, if he decides to play it safe. I mean, they do have a pretty big advantage here, and now they're trying to look to improve it. Smoke gank early here, Octavian and Puff. Man, this is dangerous right here. They are on the hunt. They want to go for Viper, and they should get it here. This is going to be easy. The quick throw up, throw down. Few more auto attacks, and Reverie will fall. He is taken down. They're looking for an early finish here. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. Once they grab that Death Prophet, they wanted to make sure they end this game sooner than later. They don't even want to allow the hope for a late game Luna to get back in this one. And now Reverie forced to TP back in the lane. Already had a big disadvantage. 12-4 is the CS of D2. He's going against the Viper, who's only 4-3. And she's about to grab a regen rune here in your top lane. But she should head right back to the mid lane here. She's going to commit to sticking it out there, getting that level 6 really quickly, and taking advantage of this early lead. And try to push down that tier 1 and get it. Meanwhile, bottom, Luna trying to build in her own set of last hits. She is second, 10-9. And for this lane, it's a little more awkward here on Lucid. They have a bit of an awkward setup here. Like, who are they handing over the last hits to? I mean, they have Elder Titan, I suppose, so you can get some early levels on. It doesn't hurt to have a good set of Astral Spirit and Natural Older laying the heavy burst, but it is a little tricky for them. Weaver doesn't really have a threat to worry about here. Even if he was sprouted out, it would require a little bit of vision to catch out him in Sakuchi. And oh, all the meanwhile, Luna taken down! Or sorry, Luna takes down Rubik. Oh wow, managed to catch one of them off. I'm not sure what happened. Sorry about missing that. Might have been a bit of a misplay as Rubik gets caught out and taken down. And now 5-2, and I fly below once again. Mid lane, D2 rips apart the Viper. So, as mentioned, I'm terribly rusty at being in your driver's seat. I'm so used and relaxed and being in that co-cast side. I gotta get my bearings here. It's all good, however. 6-2, your new score. Early gold advantage already. 2K at 3 minutes. That's pretty crazy. Bottom lane, they're feeling like they gotta play on the back pedal a little bit. They hand over that one. They allow them to get the wards down, counter ward any vision they would have. And now Wally, be careful. Might get caught out. They pop the stun, but the telekinesis is not in range just yet. He's trying to get to it. Will he turn the corner and catch him? He will. Last second, he gets it off. That's a long stun. Big Fade Bolt damage to lift up. They'll get this kill with ease. Naga going to be forced to step back. And wow, that was unfortunate. Naga getting caught out right there. Was spotted at the last second. They got a nice big stun. Meanwhile, top lane, Nature's Prophet getting taken advantage of. They head him down and get it caught out.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Yeah, Nature's Prophet not having a good time matching up against the Weaver. Not much he can do. Weaver right there just already asserting dominance in the lane. It will be a pause. It looks like Team Lucid need a moment, but they definitely have the leash of this game early. How's Luna doing down here? Well, he's got the power treads already acquired, so I guess it doesn't hurt to have that little bit of extra mana regen if you have it on intel, and of course the extra strength for a little bit more life here. Naga has a smoke, but we haven't seen him really take advantage of that and go to that mid lane and try to take down this Prophet. But now Prophet being level 6, it's going to be that much harder to fight into. She doesn't have the mana yet for Exorcism, but once she gets it, I wouldn't be surprised if she pulls the trigger and tries to take down this tier 1 in the mid lane. I mean, Viper, he's not going to have too much to contest. He already has pretty low life. Can't eat too much nukes, but we'll see. D2 needs to get that mana. He's bottle charging up right now. Will he pop it? Here he goes. He's popping in. He's going to go for it right here. He's got the exorcism ready with the DD. The Forge is popped. And we'll see if he can get that extra damage out. He's trying to swap and make a move here on Viper. Lays out the auto attack. One more to follow. And gets it. Wow, the long ball catch. Got him. Strikes it up for D2 as he gets it. Now we fall back and get this tower. He's going to get the extra life from the exorcism, but he's being really careful, allowing his creeps to push the lane down. Let's see if he can pelt it away. Brings in the extra charge. A few more auto attacks, and he should be able to get it. Oh, man, no. Well, you know what? It's well worth it to take the Viper in exchange. Meanwhile, bottom, bit of a tiff happening down here. Would presume. Come on, Naga. Let's take advantage of that smoke there, all right, baby? You got it in their pocket. We want to make it happen. Luna, not even close yet to level 6. Only a level 4. That's the problem when having this tri-lane. So she's got a long ways to go before she can even think about making something happen. With that, Eclipse. Meanwhile, your support duo for Team Lucid doing a really good job counter-warding any sort of extra vision. Now, Alchemist can hide out here in the side lane and look for a good opportunity to put out the stun, and this will force Rampage City to play it very safe now, and that's going to be a problem. Luna wants that farm. Look at this. D2 heading his way. He's going to go to the shop. He's going to get the early Void Stone. No surprises. I'm pretty sure I've seen him play this before. He gets the early Yules, and if you didn't know already, Yules is just already such a good pickup on the Death Prophet. Yules him up in the air, time it out with a nice play silence, and you can really have a good time, plus using it very defensively. I believe you use it even during Exorcism. You know, you're prolonging that much more time to get the delicious heal. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Walter Jr. putting some advancements here. They do manage to catch out the Naga, take him down with a double kill just like that to get Luna as well. They do feed over the Elder Titan, but it's well worth it when you get that Luna, and Lucid happy to take that. Speaking of which, D2 pelting away here, scouting out Reaver, and Reaver will not be able to make the move down and help out. Fear in the meantime couldn't TP in. He doesn't really have much to offer. Trying to even get that Midas going, but it's taken longer and longer. Ideally, you would have the Midas by now, but looks like it's going to be about an 8-minute Midas if he continues this farm.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Octavian. He's almost got his level 6, and then he can begin to have a good time. That's when Rubik really comes into his own, and man, if he can snag Luna's ultimate, that would be pretty swell. But for now, he has the magic missile available and a net if he can time things out properly. Meanwhile, mid lane, no exorcism needed. D2 picks up the tier 1. That's your first tower of this matchup, and going in favor of Team Lucid. Let's go ahead and take a look over the goal graph. And as you can see, the goal graph is shooting up a little bit here. That Gold Graph flute song was brought to you here by KOTLGuy over at twitch.tv/KOTLGuy. Don't be afraid to follow me on Twitter as well. So a lot of the same. We're getting a bit of this prolonged laning phase. Now Viper just going to try to take advantage of the space he has. Nature's Prophet, however, heading right back to the base. We'll see if she begins to change things over to one of these other lane. They do get the tier 1 top. Weaver, no contention, continuously farming away. Look at that. Nearly 1,600 gold in the bank. Perseverance already completed. This is going to be potentially a very quick Lincoln Sphere and plenty good time. Oh man, not looking good early for Rampage City. Obviously they got caught out early trying to do the Roche, but here we go. Naga, no song available to stop this. Here comes Death Prophet. They want to go ahead and take this team fight bottom and the tier 1. They easily take down 2. Naga and Vengeful to go down. Viper, Reverie, smacked down the backside by the big staple of Walter Jr. And that's a 3-man takedown. They exchange the Death Prophet for it, and as they continue in, Nature's Prophet catches out Alchemist. They trade what I believe was 2 for 3. Yeah, it was. Naga did fall.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And they won't be able to get the tier 1. Ooh, the long ball ultimate won't catch. Good effort, but not quite there. Flow, a little worried here. We'll have to step back. Vengeful returns right back to the lane. They're trying to defend out this tier 1. They do succeed. Meanwhile, Weaver, happy to have the space, just continue to farm away, taking that delicious copious amounts of gold. Hey, yeah, I got that creep, no problem. I'm 51-10, I'm sitting at the top of Last Hit Denies, and I'm 2nd place as far as net worth. And obviously Death Prophet getting the pickup of the tower has pushed her ahead, 5.3k, but look how far down Nature's Prophet is. He's your 4th net worth contender here at 3.3k. And not even going with the early Midas. Power Tread's complete. So now 1400 in the bank towards that Midas, prolonging it even further. Hopefully 12 minutes or so for the Midas. Meanwhile, Sakuchi to fly out, and they take apart Henry. No problem. He did have the Eclipse, but it's hard to catch an Eclipse on someone you can't really see coming.
Radiant's middle
And
tower.
A3P happy to pick it off. Now they're making moves here on the tier 1. They're going to push it in, try to get it going. Uh-oh. Pulling it together. D2 has the exorcism ready if he wants to pull the trigger and get it going. He might wait it out for the creep wave before they get going. Nice set of defense. Vengeful Spirit now with the Nether Swap ready. Can they isolate someone? This tower is really low. Are they going to go for the deny and make a run? Nope, he gets caught out and thrown down, immediately taken apart. That Crypt Swarm, too much damage. Naga caught out, caught with the stun there. Naga ended up taken down. Now they're making moves on the Luna. Luna, big ghost damage there. Ripped apart the tier 1 taken down. Now they're making a move on the Nature's Prophet. No problem for D2 as he picks up the triple kill. That's a lot of gold and a lot of momentum. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to get an early GG here as they finish things off, taking out Reverie. What had to be about a 5-man wipe. Team Lucid. Sitting pretty right here. They might even think about going for this tier 2. Wouldn't be the wise choice. And all the meanwhile, A3P just kind of being the dark horse for his team. Happy to see they're doing swell without him. And in case things do get hairy, they always have him to fall back on. So that's really nice. Meanwhile, Naga still not level 6. Man, that Naga. Song of the Siren would have been so crucial in a lot of these fights, but not able to get it going. Is one of the first to fall. Can't quite get that XP. Real unfortunate circumstance. They have been pretty crippled here ever since the get-go at the beginning of the momentum. The morale probably was wavered a little bit there. Walter Jr. pretty confident. They're making a move here on the mid lane, and Weaver, after the follow-up of a stun, gets the job done, takes out the Vengeful Spirit, and now potentially they're looking to make a move on that mid lane. All the meanwhile, Death Prophet is sitting around top. She does have a TP, and you know it would be nice to see her make the rotation to mid. They are going to drop this tier 2 tower, but she should use that exorcism to get something going here. Or maybe she's just kind of split pushing here in the top, distracting out Rampage sitting in that mid lane. She can get something going on her own. And no medallion yet. Do we have a medallion? Yeah, we do. Liquid Puff. Very nice, my man. Medallion grab, no surprises there. Acid spray and the medallion just stacking that delicious Midas armor. Will allow them to get the Roche pretty much anytime they, anytime they want. Now rotations to the top, then we get another tier 2. This gold graph is going to get pretty hairy once they get this tier 2. It's going to be a lot of gold. She's got the DD. D2 laying out the damage. They scout out. Uh-oh. Eflo, make a run for it. Nice Yule's timing. A little bit of defense here. The Magic Missile, rather. Slow her down. Gets a lot of damage. Forced to pull the trigger on the Exorcism. Now trying to go to town. Steps in. Eclipse will fly out. Will Luna catch anyone out? They take down the Alchemist, but they run it right back, and they take down both the Naga Siren and Luna. Henry and the Artist taking down that the one Eflo. Nature's. Now they can be able to get away here. Oh no, the Sakuchi catches him. And that's a triple kill for A3P. This has got to be a 26-7. This game is a slaughter. Woo! Look at that gold graph right now. That was not a really good pull flute. I apologize about that. I really wanted to make that one nice. We're about 15k gold lead right now for Team Lucid. They're running around. They got so much stock investment right now. They might, look at this, 1,800 on your Rubik. This guy's got 1,400. It's absolutely absurd right now.
Dire's top tower
2k on your Nature's Prophet. Now, look at this. We still got a nice tier 2 over here. Looking mighty delicious right now. Picking it out. They're picking it out. They want to make it happen. Yep, Radiant Gathering, Lucid. They want to end this one sooner than later. I mean, Luna still got a long ways to go before she's quite a threat. She did pick up that Ogre Club, as you briefly saw. It's on its way via the courier as it flies along. Look at that majestic thing right there. That is a cute little bird. It looks like something straight out of Final Fantasy. It drops it off and it flies its way right back home. The never-ending story. Da, 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 da. Very nice. Well, it's something. By now you hope to have at least the the strong workings of a BKB, but not quite enough. Only 900 HP to her name. Very susceptible, so heavy damage, and they're not able to even
Dire's bottom
contest
tower is under attack.
this tier 2 as it ripped
Dire's
right
bottom
apart.
tower has fallen.
Team Lucid is running out of control here. Looking to break the hill. Taking advantage. The Exorcism's still out. Astral Spirit to scout things out. It's going to force Vengeful back. And once again, that level 1 swap is going to require her to get way too close to make it happen. And she might feed it over. There's the swap. Was it worth it? Nope. Caught up with the telekinesis, thrown right back down. And that's part of the reason why I don't really like Vengeful Spirit as support. Uh-oh, net the fly. They're going to try to catch Puff here, but Puff looking to get greedy. Reverie taken down. Nice long catch. Nice sidestep by Naga. Avoids the Elder Titan ultimate, but Walter Jr. wants to take down Efflo. Efflo ripped right apart. Double kill again for A3P. That's got to be it. This is terrible right now. GG is called by Wally the Wise. And it will be a slaughter for Team Lucid. Team Lucid, congratulations to them. Pick up Game 1 in this 2-game series. An early 1 point. If you want to check out more information about this league itself, this is the Amateur Dota 2 League, and I'll go ahead and post the address here in the chat. It's Amateur Dota League, or Dota2League.com. You can see the schedule, what teams are playing when, and we try our best to fill everything in on Twitter and on the Amateur Dota Twitter is who's casting what game. There's a lot of games happening right now, so we'll come right back to get into the second matchup.